I released a lot of videos talking about so many amazing fragrances the past few days, and I feel like it's already a lot. You guys have a lot on your buy list from watching all my videos. So let's take a little break from that and let's focus more on the journey today. And today's video are 10 things I wish I knew before I started collecting fragrances. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and like I said, today are 10 things I wish I knew before I started on this whole fragrance journey. I've been in this fragrance hobby since 2013, so I've been in it for about 5 years now. I've learned a lot over time, made tons of mistakes when it comes to collecting and buying fragrances in general, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all the points that you guys need to know before you guys move forward with your fragrance journey. So hopefully it's going to be a helpful video for you guys moving forward on your journey, maybe even make it better. And with that said, we're going to start off with point number one, and point number one is online gray market exists. Yes, when I started off in the fragrance game, I bought everything retail, or I bought everything from Perfume Mania, those BOGO shops, this and that. They're very, very expensive to buy fragrances retail, and me being a dummy, I didn't know about that. Once I found out that you can actually buy fragrances online on sites like FragranceNet, Notino, Fragrance X, it changed my life completely. Oh, I couldn't believe how much I was overspending on fragrances. It is ridiculous. The full retail price versus gray market price sometimes could be night and day. Like gray market could be half the price of retail, or even less than that, a third of the price of retail. So for those of you, maybe 2 or 3 of you who just started and don't know that you can actually buy fragrances online, go online and buy fragrances instead, okay? Do not buy retail if you don't have to. Save your money. Point number 2, you can buy decants of most fragrances. Yes, when I first started off, I didn't know that either. So decants, for those who don't know, are basically sample size of each fragrances. You can find them on eBay, you can find them on Facebook groups. A lot of people sell decants of their own fragrances, and a lot of the time they're much cheaper than buying the fragrances themselves. And the best thing about them is you get to test the fragrance fully first before committing to a full bottle. Now, if I knew about decants when I started off, I would never have bought a lot of fragrances that I own now, because I don't know, there's a lot of fragrances that I bought now that I barely wore, and I feel like if I'd have had decants of those fragrances, a lot of them would not be in my collection right now, and I would have saved a lot of that money to purchase stuff I actually really love. So guys, don't buy full bottles yet. I encourage you to buy decants first. Test it out fully before you commit to a bottle. Point number 3, fragrance swapping. Yes, you can do fragrance swapping now. You don't have to buy a bottle, you don't have to buy a decant. If you know you love a fragrance and you can't find a good price on it, check online, mainly the Facebook group, to see if anyone is willing to swap a bottle with you. A lot of time you can find really good swap deals, especially for more popular fragrance bottles. You're always gonna find someone who's willing to let go of theirs, and you might have something that they want, and if that's the case, you guys can do a swap, and that saves you a lot of time and a lot of money in the end. Point number 4, fragrance Facebook groups. I did not know they exist, but ever since I discovered their existence, my life changed forever. There are so many good deals on fragrances on the Facebook groups. I bought numerous fragrances from there. I bought numerous decants. I've swapped on there before. Just so many benefits when it comes to saving money on fragrances. Also, you can discover new fragrances on there. The community always posts something new. There's always some good hype, some good bashing. There's just a lot of conversation about fragrances in general. I feel like if you're in the fragrance journey and you're really, really serious, you really love the hobby, and you haven't joined a Facebook group yet, I highly suggest that you join the community and just have fun. If anything, it's just very, very beneficial when you want to actually save money and find good deals on fragrances. Point number 5, free samples. Yes, you can grab free samples from a lot of stores here, especially in the USA, namely Sephora, Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue. They're usually very generous with their samples. If you ask, you'll get them for free. This saves so much money, and this is something that not a lot of people know about, or not a lot of people are brave enough to go and ask the sales associate for samples. A lot of them don't mind, and if you find one that won't give you samples, find a different sales associates, because most of them that I've asked at most stores are generous enough to give free samples. Sample sizes are usually 2 to 3 ml, but they're definitely enough for you to test to see if you love the fragrance before you commit to a full bottle. And the best part is they're completely free. You don't have to go online, buy decants, buy samples, or whatever. Just ask the SA say, if you're there at the mall, you're there at each stores and they have a fragrance that you love, don't be afraid to ask for free samples. If you're nice about it, more than likely they'll be happy to give you one. Point number 6, Europe is cheaper than America when it comes to niche fragrances, that is. When it comes to designer fragrances, it doesn't matter. You can go online on eBay and find really good prices, maybe Fragrance Net or something. But when it comes to a lot of niche fragrances, namely a brand like Creed, a brand like Natsumato, Initio Parfum Privé, a lot of niche brands are actually cheaper for us people living in the US if we buy it from Europe. There are a lot of niche websites in Europe that would ship to America. The shipping cost itself is quite expensive, but if you spend a certain amount of money, namely maybe around $300 to $500 at a time, the shipping will be free. That seems like a lot of money to spend, but if you really look at it, the niche fragrance price on there sometimes is 30 to 40 and sometimes even 50% cheaper than what we can find here in the States. So if you're looking to buy a lot of niche fragrances, if you have a long buy list, I would say save up those buy lists, save up those money, look for niche fragrances on the European website, order from them instead and save hundreds of dollars. I've ordered so many fragrances from websites like First in Fragrance. I've got my Initio Parfums Privé for around $200. Here in the US is $300. I've bought a Creed Viking 100 ml for $170 versus here, which is like what, $300 or $400 retail. It's so much cheaper in Europe. So again, if you have a buy list of niche fragrances, I would write all those down, save up some money to buy them in bulk, look for a really nice European website that would ship to the US and buy it from them. You'll save hundreds of dollars very easily, and in the long run, even a few $1,000s. Point number 7, expensive does not mean higher quality. Now, this is something that a lot of us beginners, when you guys start off in fragrances, or when I started off in fragrances, we think that more expensive fragrances must use better ingredients, must smell better, must be more appreciated by a lot of people, and that's simply not true. There are a lot of brands out there which are very expensive, like $700 to $800 type expensive bottles that uses very, I would want to say, very synthetic ingredients, very cheap ingredients that could have been priced around $80 to $70 instead. There are a lot of those brands that do their marketing very well, that they're able to sell at that high price, but that's by no means that their fragrance is high quality. You can get high quality fragrances for around $100 or less, or even cheaper than that. So don't fall into that rabbit hole of seeing a really expensive fragrance and thinking it's high quality because it's expensive. That's simply not true. Point number 8, fragrances alone won't get you compliments. Now, to me personally, I've known this from the start, but there's a lot of people out there who don't know this, and that's why I'm putting it here in this video, even though I already know it. I always get comments on my YouTube channel after I review a fragrance. If I say it gets a lot of compliments, there'll be a few people who comments down below saying, hey, I don't get compliments from this. You say you get compliments. Why are you lying? It doesn't get compliments, this and that. And to all of those people, I just want to say that fragrances alone won't get you compliments. It's a bunch of other things. It's your personality, how approachable you are. Like if you're slouching all the time, you have kind of like bad posture, you're looking down on your phone, you don't want to talk to anyone, then people won't approach you. You'll be less likely to get compliments that way. A lot of what compliment is how approachable you are. You need to be approachable enough to make people feel comfortable walking up to you and to give you that compliment. So if you're not looking at people, if you're looking at your phone, like I said, if you're slouching, you generally give off a vibe that you don't want to be bothered with, then you won't get compliments. That's just the bottom line. And another thing is your appearance matters. If you dress up really nice, you definitely will get more compliments because people want to approach you more. If you're not dressed up so nice, you're not groomed well, you look like you don't really care so much about yourself, to other people you just look less approachable, hence you'll get less compliments. So it's not all about the fragrances, it's about how you are personality wise and how you are appearance wise and grooming wise as well. Everything that makes you look more approachable will get you more compliments. That's just the bottom line. So again, fragrances alone won't get you compliments. Point number 9, skin condition and climates. These two things really affects how long a fragrance lasts on your skin. Now, when I started off, I knew about skin chemistry. I know that everyone has a different skin and fragrances react and last different on everyone's skin. I knew about that. What I didn't know was skin condition. If your skin is really dry, your fragrances just won't last as long. That's just facts. So moisturize your skin, make sure you're always hydrated to make sure that your fragrances last the longest possible. Second thing is the climate. If you live in a more dry place, your fragrances just won't last as long. That's just the case. If you live in a more humid area, your fragrances will perform better than those of people who live in more dry areas. Now, I didn't know that at all, but it all really makes sense. It's kind of like the skin thing, where you need to keep your skin moisturized at all time. Dry weather just really sucks the performance out of a lot of fragrances, especially fragrances with poor projection. If you wear those in dry weather, you're basically not going to get a lot of projection at all, versus humid weather where any fragrance at all just projects better there. So yeah, that's one other thing I wish I knew, because I always kind of wonder why some fragrances last a lot longer on other people and not on me. And I always had a sneaky suspicion it's not just skin chemistry, there's more to it than that, and those two other things are skin condition and climates. Lastly, point number 10, buy what you love, not what you like. If you keep buying what you like, you're gonna end up with a lot of fragrances in your collection that you would never use and a lot of money just wasted. Like my collection right now, I have over maybe 180 bottles of fragrances. I've sold a lot off. I've sold at least 30 bottles away already, and I want to sell more because I feel like I want that money back to maybe reinvest in the channel, or maybe buy more fragrances that I actually really love and actually would wear. I mean, there's a lot of fragrances that I like that I would love to have, but if I'm not gonna wear them, then there's really no point having them. They're just a waste of money. So my advice to you, and this is one thing that I would have told myself when I started off in fragrances, is that only buy what you love. Don't buy what you just like. Put it in another term, don't buy the 3 stars or 2-star fragrances that you think are just okay. Only buy the masterpiece, the 4 stars and the 5 stars, alright? You'll thank me later, and those fragrances that you buy, you'll actually use them and wear them, and all the money you spend on fragrances won't feel like such a waste. Alright guys, that's it for this video today. Sorry for my voice, I'm feeling a little bit sick. If you guys can't tell, my voice is a little bit different, and yeah, I just need to get better, so that's why I'm doing this easy video today. And yeah, with that said, I hope you guys found this video useful, and if you did, leave a like for me please, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And with that said guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and bye.